Today I bring you a story that shook the entertainment world. Ken Yaman has made the most decisive choice of his life. And this time, it wasn't in a series, but in real life. It all began with a trip to Istanbul. At first glance, it looked like a romantic getaway or a quick visit. But behind that flight was something deeper. Ken wanted to introduce Sara to his family. He wanted to move forward. But that reunion, instead of bringing people together, sparked a storm. Kaan's mother, Güldem Yaman, didn't just greet Sara coldly. According to rumors, she told her, "You can't do this to Demet." Because yes, even after all these years in her heart, Demet Özdemir still remains the only woman worthy of her son. That old love still leaves visible scars. But the real surprise came afterward. Ken and Sara are planning to move to the United States and get married there, in a simple but meaningful ceremony. That trip wasn't a vacation. It was a declaration of a new beginning. But his mother rejected the idea outright. "I don't want this wedding. Sara is not the one." And then the unthinkable happened. For the first time, Ken stood up to his family. Looking his mother in the eyes, he said, "I will marry Sara, no matter what you say. If you want, come with us. If not, that's your choice. But I've made mine." It was an emotional earthquake. Ken, who had always sought his mother's advice, broke away from the past. His father, Güven Yaman, remained silent, but that silence said everything. The family was shocked. Sara cried at his side, but didn't step back. Now the couple is counting the days to leave for the US. It's said they're planning an intimate wedding near Los Angeles or Miami, and that some close Turkish actor friends have already received invitations. But the big question remains, will his mother attend? Meanwhile, social media is on fire. Many claim Demet's shadow still haunts this love story, and that the mother's rejection of Sara is just a defense of that past. As expected, Demet has remained completely silent. No comment, no reaction. Some call it maturity, others sadness. Today, Ken Yaman is not only changing countries, he's changing his life. He's letting go of family ties, memories, and the image of the perfect son to become a man who chooses for himself. He knows the path with Sara won't be easy, but they're ready. Now the question is, will his mother return to his side, or is this the beginning of a final rupture? One thing is certain, Ken Yaman is no longer just an actor. He is now the author of his own destiny. Reflections on Demet Özdemir. I've been thinking about Demet Özdemir for a while now. Not just as a public figure, but as a woman who has stood tall in a world that constantly tries to label, control, and limit. She didn't respond with scandal or impulsive statements. She chose conscious silence, calm, and dignity. In a world obsessed with appearances, she speaks through her choices, gestures, and attitude. And that's revolutionary, because silence, when deliberate, carries more weight than 1,000 empty words. While others build their image on spectacle, she has chosen peace. And that bothers people, because some can't stand a woman who won't bow, won't beg for attention, and won't meet their expectations. They tried to reduce her to a stereotype, criticized her, blamed her. Yet she never stooped to their level. She stood firm, with grace and strength. Her resilience moves me. She moves forward without playing the victim, without making drama. Instead of using her past for sympathy, she bet on her present. She's grown as an artist, a professional, and a person. And she's made it clear, her worth doesn't depend on anyone. Not rumors, not relationships, not the media. Demet doesn't need media games to stay relevant. Her talent speaks for itself. Her consistency sets her apart. And her emotional maturity is her true shield. Some call her distant cold, but I see intelligence, maturity, the wisdom to know that not everything deserves a reaction. In a world where everything is about image, she has chosen to remain true to herself. She hasn't let fame or judgment change her. She has chosen authenticity, and that's her power. She's not alone. Many admire her, see her as a role model, because she's not just beautiful. She's real, she's strong, and she's free. The Demet we knew didn't need to provoke to be noticed. Her strength was in her emotional intelligence, her gaze, her ability to connect with audiences through truth. But now, among filters, empty phrases, and meticulously planned appearances, all of that feels blurred. Where is the authenticity that once captivated us? Some will say, she's exploring, she has the right to change, and that's true. But the issue isn't change itself, it's the price she seems to be paying for it. Because in that process, she's lost not only her style, but her essence. Social media no longer sparks excitement, but confusion. Fans don't comment with pride, but with nostalgia. They wonder if the woman posing with such control is the same who once cried for a project that moved her soul. And it hurts me to write this. Not out of anger but sadness, because Demet once seemed so connected to her values, and now she seems caught in a game of appearances. Some say behind her new image there are unresolved wounds, a need for approval, a silent fear of becoming irrelevant. And maybe, just maybe, they're right. I can't help but think that, like Can, Demet has also been swept up by an industry that punishes authenticity. That every move is dictated by contracts, agents, algorithms. That she no longer acts from passion, but from pressure. And her glow now feels colder, more distant, more like the reflection of a diamond behind glass than the warmth of a real star. But I still believe not all is lost. She can reconnect with the woman she was. She can still speak from the heart, without fear, without pretending, because the talent is still there. The sensitivity is still there. She just needs to allow herself to be, without filters, without masks. Demet doesn't need to reinvent herself to remain great. She just needs to remember that she already was, when she was truly herself. Vulnerable, strong, imperfect, and radiant. Because real beauty, real connection comes from honesty. And that Demet always knew how to deliver it. I just hope she remembers in time.